Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to these sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This is the addendum, if you will, to that video I did. I think it was like I did a repost of another one talking about how AI was honest for a quick second before they pushed a patch and updated it. And then there was a video focusing on the I think it's called the Trojan horse, basically. So they want you to upload your identification to sites like here in the near future, like Spotify and YouTube and things of that nature, which was just a Trojan horse for a injectable detectable. All right, so the internet as you know it will be dead soon here. And what I mentioned was I was going to go a little bit deeper into what the prefrontal cortex is, because I pulled this up and it piqued my interest quite a bit. So of course we'll open up here for context and for edification, the age-old scripture that has been read, I think, more than any other. Either that and Job 9 and 24 have been some of the most read scriptures or most repeated scriptures. So here so far is Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls us all, both small, great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, right? And when you go into that forehead part, it talks about Metōpon. And that's when I pulled up, where the PFC was. So we'll reread this, and then we'll ask our third witness a couple questions, and that'll be the video. This isn't meant to be very long, just in addition to what was already created. There are a couple of videos that are ahead of it, so I will do my best to remember to link the video that this is tied to into this one. If not, it's called Trojan Horse. Maybe it was done a week ago. So here we go. We will now refer to it, for the sake of brevity, as PFC. Now, PFC is responsible for higher level cognitive function, while dendrites are the neuron structures that receive incoming signals. The PFC relies on the intricate interplay of dendrites to process information and execute its functions. So we're going to say, what is the relation dendrites, the prefrontal in, we'll say, 8th grade term, and also link analogies a modern computer all right. So what are dendrites? These are like tiny branches on a nerve cell called neurons in your brain. They act like antennas, okay, picking up signals. What is going to be in that MARK, right? You're going to have the RFID technology, and then you will have NFC. NFC is near field communication. That is what you need to pay. That is what is inside your phone. That is what's in your new these new credit cards and debit cards, where you can just tap them and information is sent via signal, right? That through near field communication. Those things will be in there. How else are you going to buy and sell? Okay, you need both protocols, or would a protocol simply something that, like a rule for a computer, so to speak, in order to conduct whatever function it is meant. So we'll go into that as well. Prefrontal cortex, this is a part of your brain right behind your forehead. It's like the brain's boss. Look at that. Helping you make decisions, plan for the future, Control your emotions and think logically. Well, if that, disrupted, man, let's just keep reading, because if you can read between the lines, read between the lines. I'm not going to go very deep on this, but, prayerfully the Spirit is on you. If it ain't, and you can't read between the lines, pray on it, fast, and come back and look at this. Imagine the prefrontal cortex as the control center of a spaceship. Your brain. The dendrites are like the spaceship's communication dishes, picking up signals from other parts of the ship or even from other spaceships. These signals are bits of information like, hey, you're hungry, or that math problem needs solving. The dendrites pass these signals to the neuron's main body, which then decide what to do with them. In the prefrontal cortex, or PFC, this process helps you think through tough choices like whether to finish your homework or play video games, right? So basically, your faculties will no longer be your own. And just because it doesn't matter where you accept this thing, I'm sure it mentioned forehead just for this simple fact alone to drive home the point that you no longer belong to you. Should I say you, your loner spirit and body no longer will be under contract with you and the Lord, right? You have basically given up ownership, and you have given it to a baser creature. You have given it to, you have sold yourself. Let's see. For example, when you're playing a video game, the dendrites in your prefrontal cortex are picking up signals about what you see on the screen, like an enemy approaching. The prefrontal cortex processes those signals to decide, I need to jump or shoot. In a computer, the input ports send data from your controller to the CPU, which figures out what displays on the screen, right? So you plug in your mouse and your keyboard via USB, whether it's in the front or the back, or you click the mouse or you hit a key, and that sends information, and that's what pops up on your screen. Okay, why it matters. The dendrites in the prefrontal cortex help your brain stay connected and make smart choices. If the dendrites aren't working well, it's like having a computer with faulty input ports. Your brain might miss important information, making it harder to plan or solve problems. This teamwork between dendrites and the prefrontal cortex is what helps you do things like study for a test, decide what to eat. Okay, there's a lot of decision making, a lot of quick decision making. We'll ask it another question here. Basically, like it says, it's the command center for your spaceship, and that is what this devil wants, to be in you. Okay. For so many times throughout throughout history, you can see whenever the enemy came and attacked the ancient Israelites, our forefathers, they came and they sacked the temple. Why? Because the temple was the mediator. That was how we communed with Yahweh at the time. That is how we communed with him, through the temple. So they would destroy the temple and sever our link. This is no different. The link is, they want to sever that link, except this time it is in you. Why? Because the temple of the Lord, right, is in the, we want to keep that. That's why I got Bing open. Temple of the Lord is in you. I forget. We're gonna say the temple in you. Right, there is no that, and when it goes in to that third temple being built, you are seeing it in the physical, but you're physically witnessing it in the spirit, it being built, right? That valley of the dry bones, Ezekiel 37, as the children wake up, and the children of Israel wake up to who they are, understanding what is what they are responsible for, and what am I trying to say? Knowing who you are, and knowing that means that you have a responsibility. Okay, right? Coming back to the heritage, seeking the old paths. And, these devils will try to say that they are building a physical temple over there in the land, which does not fit prophecy, right? The scriptures do tell you that a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and that these heathen would have the Holy Land. All right, it will be trodden down until the time of the end. So let's go ahead Yeah, and read this here, 1 Corinthians 3, verse 16 and 17. And it states, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?" All right, what does it say? This verse emphasizes that believers collectively represents God's dwelling place. Israelites, and most importantly, the elect, or more accurately speaking, the elect, the hopeful, represent him. Why? Because Jerusalem is a people before it is a place. And you see how the Lord addresses us in certain scriptures where it addresses the landmass, but it is talking about the people that inhabit the land. All right. Where we at? Okay. Let's see. If you want me to dig deeper in any parts of this, maybe create a chart to show how signals flow from the brain to a computer. Okay. How does this relate? I don't remember how to spell it. I think it's that. Because, the pineal is more of a spiritual thing, I believe. So you got the quick recap. How are they related? The pineal gland. Dendrites are prefrontal cortex and PFC are all a part of your brain's team, but they play different roles. The pineal gland doesn't directly connect to the prefrontal cortex or dendrites, but it influences how well the prefrontal cortex works, right? So that is the battery pack. All right, you can calcify that pineal gland by way of everything that we're breathing, everything that we're eating, all these microplastics. It also the low vibration of the music. Pretty much, this devil has taken left no stone unturned when it comes to destroying people. All right, especially the children of Israel. Let me see. Dendrites, all right. Teamwork. Think of the pineal gland as a part of the brain that makes sure the prefrontal cortex gets a good recharge, right? That's the battery. Through sleep, without the recharge, the dendrites might miss some signals or get fuzzy ones, like trying to use a phone with a bad battery. It still works, but not as well. So we don't really need the computer analogy here, but prayerfully that the point has been made. I think I want to order some books on neurology, and I really want to go a little bit deeper into this. But maybe in the near future, Abaratazat, I can. We're gonna go a little bit deeper, but I'm gonna need a medical dictionary and everything. However, until then, I pray that you're edified.